Hello, everyone. It's Pastor Sally and Pastor Derek coming your way once again from the Marriage School with Pastor Derek and Sel Julia. I want to believe that it's been an awesome week for you. Last week, we looked at things to look out for in a prospective spouse. If you remember clearly, we said that you need to look at their vision. If you're a man, a woman, and you want to get married, for your prospective spouse, you need to look at their philosophy in life, their vision. You need to consider their submissiveness to authority, their own spiritual life, how friendly they are, and their kindness. And today, we have Pastor Derek here once again, and we want to continue looking at more things to find out or to look out for in your prospective spouse. Hello, Pastor Derek. You're welcome. It's good to have you here once again, and I want to believe that all is well with you.
Yes, by the grace of God.
We thank God. We thank God. So we want to continue from where we left off last week. So last week you talked to us about a few things we need to find out from our prospective spouses. You talked about vision, their philosophy, their spiritual life, their submission to authority, how friendly they are, and how kind they are. So today we'd like to know more. What other things do we need to look out for in a prospective spouse?
Right. We thank God for our lives and thank you for having me once again. And I want to believe that you are doing well. For those of you who are trusting God for a life partner, I pray that the Lord will help you find a good one.
Amen.
But I also pray that you will take some of these things we are teaching seriously and then you work with them so you don't have regrets. One of the most painful things to have is to go into a marriage and finding out that you are actually married to the wrong person. That's a very, very painful thing. So after the things we talked about last week, you also have to look out for their vindictiveness. There's a word called vindictiveness. You pick all these things up whilst you are still working together as friends, right? Look out for how vindictive they are. How do they seek to punish people who have wronged them? Listen to how they talk about people who have wronged them, right? How they talk about maybe the father who disappointed them, a mother who did something to them, an old friend who did something, or even a current brother or sister who has done something against them and it hurts them. If you constantly hear them talking about things people have done against them, how this person did this against me, how that person didn't help me, how that person is like that, be very careful about such a person because you will be next. Human beings are not perfect. When you marry a person, your shortfalls will show. Your shortcomings will come out. You need a person who will be able to tell you in the face that I am not happy with this thing that you've done. I was hurt by this thing that you did. And then they leave it there. You don't want a person who takes the offense and keeps it in for days, weeks, even months, and goes about telling everybody how bad you are. It will destroy your image. There are husbands, there are wives, you meet them, and they've always got one bad thing to say about their wives, one bad thing to say about their husbands. It's because sometimes the other party did not pick this thing up, that this is how the person is. So be very, very careful. Don't get into a marriage with somebody who is negative, somebody who is vindictive, somebody who is I don't want to use the word punitive, but likes to punish people for the wrongs that they've done and wants to make sure that they bring them completely down before they are free. You are driving with him, somebody crosses them. Is he going to chase the person and do this one and chase until he gets to them only to swear at them or to say something and then move on? Beware. Such a person is not somebody you get into a life partnership with, because you will struggle living under the same roof with a person who is vindictive, somebody who is negative, wants to punish, wants to hold on to grudges for so long. So be careful about that.
Right. Some people are like that though. So assuming it's if it's you who is showing this kind of vindictiveness, you also need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you find somebody to marry, that character will come in and it's going to ruin everything for you. So let's check that.
So everything we are talking about, you look out for it.
Yeah.
If it's in somebody and they don't know and they are not ready to work on it, avoid them. But if you check yourself and you are also like that and you work on
You
it,
need to work on it.
you
as
work
well.
on it
Yeah.
so that it will help you.
So apart from that, is there any other thing we
You
need to
also
look out
have to look out for the work ethics of the person you want to marry. Because even though Jesus said man shall not live by bread alone, man shall definitely live by bread.
Just
Okay.
by alone.
Yeah, not just bread alone. You may have to add butter or something else, but definitely the bread must come. All right. Especially we are in a generation now where both men and women, I wouldn't say need to work, but contribute to the welfare or the well-being of a family. One trend that is taking place these days is lazy men. Free-loading men, free-boarding men. They are multiplying in numbers. Men who don't want to work. Men who are looking for a woman who has enough money to milk them. Men who just will refuse to work because their wife will work and bring the money in. But such men are too burdensome to carry. So this particular advice goes to the women. Look out for a man who is a free loader or a free boarder. Somebody who wants free things. Somebody who doesn't have strong work ethics. Somebody who is lazy. Who always has an excuse why he didn't go to work today. When is your friend? Look out. Oh, he didn't go to work today. Oh, yeah, my knee. The next day, I say, you didn't go to, oh, my hip. No. Avoid such a person. Because no employer is going to keep anybody in their job, in their business, who has an excuse every time of not going to work. Now, such a person will end up losing their job and they'll come and stay on the couch playing computer games and you'll be the one feeding them. Look out for their work ethics. If even you are in school at the time that you are friends with them, look at their consistency to the attendance of lessons. Look at their attitude towards lessons and lectures and things like that. Look out for it. Avoid people who don't want to take responsibility when it comes to the work and things that are expected of them, because eventually it will affect you. And if you're a man too, of course, look out for it as well.
I was just going to ask you that. Yeah. If assuming it's the other way around, where the woman is the lazy one, would that be a problem?
That one will also be a problem. There's no place for a lazy person in a good marriage. There's no place for a lazy person.
Can I just repeat that? There's no place for a lazy person in a good marriage. So laziness cannot be tolerated at all.
On either
side of the man or the side of the woman.
On either side. Generally, in most marriages, the women work more because you look at getting pregnant, having the children. The children usually gravitate more towards the mother.
Yeah.
And then, so bathing them, cleaning them, cooking, taking care of them generally. And then the woman may have
home as well.
Yeah, may have a job outside. And then sometimes too, it's like men automatically feel that just by virtue of being a man, they are tired. By virtue of being a man, they have worked. They have worked to have a beard. They have worked to have the various things that a man has. So being a man alone is enough work. So you go into a typical home and the woman is cleaning, cooking, taking care of children, in addition to her external job that she has as well. Whereas the man is either playing a game or watching TV and doing all these things. And he's tired by virtue of being a man. Okay? So if you're a man and you go marry a woman who is lazy, a woman who doesn't want to work, then it's going to be one big mess for you.
Yeah.
So you need a wife who is on the ball, a wife who can multitask, a wife who can do plenty things at the same time, a wife who doesn't sleep till the sun rises, a wife who is able to wake up and get things done, a wife who is able, in our family, you are the last person to go to bed and almost always the first person to rise. And it's not because I want to. So several times I'm pushing you to come to bed, stop whatever you're doing, but it's natural. And I saw my mother do the same thing as well.
And I saw my mother do the same thing as well.
Yeah, so naturally women are hardworking, but once in a while you find a woman who is blessed with a gift of laziness. Look out for them and avoid them because it will frustrate you. And let me just add this. That also doesn't mean that a woman becomes your slave. Like you are looking for a slave. You're looking for somebody just go and pick to come and do all your work. If you're a sensible man, you will also support. You also work. We do half so that the burden is shared and we can both enjoy the life. But avoid people who have poor work ethics. People who are lazy. Avoid them because generally lazy.
Yeah.
It will show in their attitude towards so many things, their appearance and so many other things. Look out for lazy people and avoid them. Don't go and marry somebody who will end up becoming your son. And you have to feed them, bath them, wash them, move them around because they can't do anything for themselves. Or your daughter. Marry somebody who has strong work ethics.
Yeah, that's the reason why marriage is for adults. Marriage is for responsible people.
Yeah.
So the man is responsible, the woman is responsible, and both of them have very good work ethics, and they can join their forces together and have a beautiful family. So vindictiveness, check it. Work ethics, check it. Any other thing we need to check, please?
Another thing you need to check is their spending culture. Or their spending
Because
habits.
some people just like to spend and they don't see anything wrong with. Is there anything wrong with spending?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with spending. If you haven't earned it, you don't have the right to spend.
Right.
Yes, but there are people who spend beyond what they have earned. Once you go beyond what you have earned, you are either stealing or you are eating your future today.
Yeah.
And it is a dangerous way to live.
You have to spend within your means.
You have to spend within your means, way below your means. If you want to prosper, you don't earn and spend everything. Even. So a person who even earns and spends everything has no future. That means they always have to be employed. And we know that that's not realistic. Nobody is employed for life. Right? At least you get to a point where you have to go on pension. If you have to go on pension and you don't have any investments, you don't have any properties you have invested in, you don't have any things you have built on, and you still need employment. Sometimes, mommy, you meet somebody 70 years, he still needs to work.
Yes.
75. Yes. You can see that this person is barely able to stand, and yet they have to work.
Let me tell you, on Friday I went to town and I saw this elderly man selling. In fact, my heart was really moved for him. And I was telling myself, this man should not be here at this time. Very, very elderly. Yet he had packed things, a few stuff. He was sitting beside it selling. And I told myself, this is not right. This shouldn't be. He should not be here at this time in this state selling. He should be somewhere at home relaxing with his grandchildren or something like that. It is really, really sad to see things like that.
I mean, there are older people who don't want to stay at home and feel like they are redundant in life.
Yeah,
all
that's
right?
different.
Yeah, so some want to do something on their own. Yeah. But there are some they have to do it because they have nothing. If they don't go to work, they will not eat. And most of the time that happens. Of course, we know tragedies happen. There are exceptions, don't get me wrong. But if you don't plan your future, that is where you will end up. And you don't just plan the future by planning it. There is something that must go with it, and that is called discipline. The discipline of knowing that I own this money, but I'm not going to spend everything on myself. So spending culture, the person who is your friend now, look at the kind of things they buy. Look at their standard in life and look at the type of dresses they buy. Look at the type of shoes they buy. If you are a student and you are buying Louis Vuitton and you are buying Michael Kors and you are buying Gucci and you are buying things like this at your level as a student, you have no future.
Yeah.
You have no future. If all you want is designer wear so that you can go and show off to people that you wear this and you wear that, you have no future because clothing, cars, shoes, all these things, they lose value. They depreciate in value with time. Right? But investments appreciate. Properties, landed property especially, appreciate. So if a young person will go far in their future, you will see by their spending habits, are they buying things that depreciate in value or are they saving to put into things that appreciate in value? Yeah. Okay? Somebody who likes to go to parties or throw parties. That person has no future. At the least opportunity, he's throwing a party or going to a party. Somebody who likes to buy cars, flashy cars, and show around. A young person who wants the most expensive phone, right? No, it doesn't matter how much it costs. He wants the latest iPhone. He wants the latest Samsung
Sometimes
to
they have
show
more than
around.
one.
Yes, having more than one phone. He has multiple gadgets for no reason. He hasn't earned beyond where he's supposed to afford these things, but he will do anything. Ask his father, ask this person, borrow, work, everything he will get, put them together and buy these things just to show off. Just to show off to people that he's got them.
Yeah.
Avoid such a person.
Yeah.
Such a person has no future. You want people who are always thinking about the future, who are investing, who are buying things that will help them into their future. When we were in university, you remember, by the time we finished university, we had bought everything that a couple needed to start life. We had our furniture, we had our bed, we had everything, wardrobes, everything. But
cooking utensils,
everything we had, and we were in school. We had invested, we had bought all these things for the future.
Yeah.
And I was traveling abroad in and out at that time. We could have been spending all the money. We had investment. Your uncle was a banker. Yeah. We had so much money invested in banks. Right from there, when we finished uni, we got married 6 months after. We had within a year,
to get married 6 months.
6 months, because we had everything. Yeah. We had everything set. When we got married, look, our wedding, simple wedding. Within 1 year, we had built a house. Okay, and it has been like that. Buying buildings, buying land. When we needed to buy a house here, we had land that we could sell and transfer some of the money. Because, and you remember when we were going out, there was somebody who was picking his fiancée every evening to one restaurant after the other. And you asked me, why don't I treat you like that? And I told you that is not sustainable.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable because and eventually that marriage it didn't go anywhere because you can't have quality life, spending everything, living gloriously for everybody to see when you are not putting anything into your future. Yeah. So within a short time, by the grace of God, we had houses, we had this, we had that. Why? Because spending habits, spending culture. Always spend on the things that will be there for many, many years to come. Not the things that go down in value. So look out for such things. If you're a lady, young girls of today easily get attracted to people who flash things around. Yeah. He has nothing. He's in debt. He's in overdraft. He owns no property, but he's flashing mobile phone, and the girl is already melting because the guy showed a mobile phone.
Yeah.
No, don't be moved by guys who flash mobile phones and flash nice dresses. Nice designer dresses. Designer dresses don't feed you. Designer dresses will not bring prosperity.
Designer dresses do not feed you.
Yeah. You need a roof over your head. You need a place to stay. You need things like that. You cannot be renting whilst you are driving a Porsche car. No. It's wrong. It's wrong. You cannot be wearing designer wear when you have no house. You have no property. You have no investments. And you are wearing all these things out there to show. So look out for them. They may look attractive, they may look beautiful. Such guys may look like hot, but they will burn you after they've married you. They will burn you after they've married you. So avoid such people. Watch the spending habits of the person you want to marry. And ladies too.
I was just coming to say that. And ladies too. You know, there are some ladies who are just interested in spending and buying. They call it being fashionable.
Yeah.
They get the latest bag. As long as they know this is the latest thing, this is the latest material thing, they go for it.
Yeah.
You need to think. It's not all about what you wear. It's not all about what you dress with. It's very important that you invest in, like you said, sensible, important things that will appreciate in life and give you a future. So I think the men should also look out for that. Because, Pastor, there are some ladies who will drain you. They have shoes, they have all kinds of shoes, they have all kinds of bags, everything, and they are still piling on these things.
Yeah.
So if you're a young man and you are going to get married as well, look out for such ladies. If they are going to drain you and spend all your money, please advise yourself. Think twice before you do that.
Yeah. Beware of ladies who waste money as well.
Yeah.
And that's one good thing that at least God has blessed me with when it comes to you. That, sorry, you never demand these things. You never look for them. You never talk about them. If I don't buy and force you to wear them, you don't mind what you're wearing. And it's a good thing. Look out for ladies like that. Ladies who don't get their identity from clothes and all those. Ladies who are confident in themselves. If even it's the same dress, they will wear 2, 3, 4 and they don't care because they know that they are worth more than the clothes they are wearing.
Yeah.
That's the kind of woman you marry. That woman can help you go far. Not a woman who can go out if the dress she's wearing, she has worn it before. There are some women every day they have to wear something new. And you won't go far with that kind of thing.
There are some Christians who behave like that. Every Sunday, they need to go to church with a new set of clothing. Every Sunday.
You won't go far. You won't go far with such a person. You won't go far with such a person. So watch that. And people who want to eat everything, they want to use all their money to eat big things, chew meat. They want meat. They want to eat in exquisite places. They want to eat exotic food and things like that. And it will drain them. They are building castles in their stomachs. No, avoid such people. If you open your eyes, you will see all these things when you are in the friendship stage. Yeah. So watch out and then mark him out. It's so that when he comes to propose, it's not now that you say you are going to pray about it. You tell him, my brother, no, the way you are, if I marry you, we will become poor. The way you eat, the kind of things you are wearing, if I marry you, we will become poor. So I won't marry you. Straight, then you can go on. Right.
Thank you so much, Pastor Derek. Sorry. Vindictiveness, work ethics, spending habits, so important. Would you like to give us one more, please? Association.
By all means, you are not the only friend that this brother has or this sister has. Okay? Look at the other people that the person is relating with. Look at the other people. Look at their lives. Because there's a scripture that says that he who walks with the wise shall become wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Mm-hmm. There's a wise saying, show me your friend and I'll show you your character. So the kind of friends the person is hanging out with is the real identity of the person.
Yeah.
Identity of the person. Do you like his friends? Do you like her friends? Because when you marry them, these friends are coming in. They are moving in with her.
They'll be your friends.
These friends are moving in with him. Yes, they'll be your friends also. Do you like the kind of friends that person has? Do those friends bring peace when you think about it, when you see them? Do you feel peace or do you get afraid? The guy may be speaking in tongues and yet you know that all his friends are weed smokers. Avoid him because that is his real nature.
Yeah.
The kind of people around him, that is his real nature. Like begets like. We attract our kind. Mm-hmm. So don't look at the kind of character he's portraying to you. Look at the friends he has. That is his real character. Look at the friends she has. That is her real character. Look at the people that surround that person you want to marry. Or that person who is a friend. And look whether that is good enough. And that will help you. So and for you as well, surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with people who give good advice. Mm-hmm. Surround yourself with people who are progressive, people who love God, people who have good character. Not the type that police will be happy to stop them by the way they dress. You want to marry a guy and his friends, all their trousers are below their bottom and they are walking with their legs open like they've got hernia. You avoid such a person. It's disgraceful. You can't take such a person home to introduce to your father and he's coming and these are the friends following him like they've got hernia following. No. His friends, how do they dress? Her friends, how? You don't want to marry a girl. You say you're a Christian brother. This lady, all her friends, their skirts are here. God forbid the storm blows a little or a wind blows a little. All their panties and everything are outside. And that is how that girl actually is. Her friends show who she actually is. So beware and avoid people whose friends look dodgy. Avoid people whose friends look dodgy. Don't propose to them. When they propose to you, tell them to go on.
Yeah, because it's just a matter of time and you'll be like,
yeah.
And they can influence your marriage, so easily.
You'll be drawn into it.
And your ruin will not be good. Your end will be very bad. So please check the kind of people you associate yourself with and then check the kind of people your prospective spouse is also calling friends, because it will go a long way to affect the marriage you will be in. Finally, one more for us today, Pastor Derek, just one more.
Right. You have to look at their mannerisms, attitudes, habits. When you are talking to them, do they look at you, or are they just on their phone?
Completely ignoring you.
Yeah. When you are walking in town, how do they walk? Right? I remember you used to laugh at me. That one was an annoying thing because I walk normal.
Were you walking normally then?
When you take them to table, how do they eat?
So important.
Are they able to use cutlery? You don't want to marry a person that, if by the grace of God an opportunity has come, you've been invited to some important function, they serve food, he looks left, he looks right, pick the chicken with his hand, growl. You don't want that kind of thing. You don't want a person who is eating and is opening their mouth, jagwa. You don't want that kind of thing. You don't want a person who is eating and is talking and the food is flying all over the place.
That is so bad.
You don't want that kind of thing. You don't want a person who wear green trousers and a yellow shirt and red shoe following. So
and a blue hat.
I know you are eager to get married, but don't be desperate and marry something that now you can't take out. Now you can't take out. When your friends are coming and you are hiding. Marry somebody you can be proud of.
Yeah, that is so important.
Marry somebody you can be proud of.
Proud of.
And these things are shown in the mannerisms. How does a person talk? When the person is on the phone, can the entire world hear him that he's on the phone? Hey, how are you? That is not the kind of person you want. Right? That's not the kind of person you want. When they are offended, how do they react? Right? Basic manners, basic mannerisms. When they meet elders, how do they greet? How respectful are they with other people? When other people are talking, do they just burst in and just say what they want? Do they consider other people? Basic manners. Basic manners. You need them. You don't want a lady who walks like a duck. Tapa, tap, tapa, tap, tapa, tap. No. And if you're a lady, to learn how to walk.
Walk properly.
Yeah, it's learn catwalk. Learn how to walk a little. One foot in front of the other. You don't want a lady who will sit down in public with her legs open like that. Just sitting there like that. We see all these as pastors. We see all these things. And you take her out and you feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
You don't want a lady who doesn't know how to dress. Okay, and when I said, I don't mean like a lady who is spendthrift, who is overly over. But you don't want a lady who you are shy walking around with. Because she's unkempt, her hair is not properly done, her face is all dry, her mouth is white, and she's following you. You don't want that. So look at how the lady even presents herself. Look at how the man you don't want a man with some rough hair, beards on shaved, or I mean you can leave beard, but even if you leave it, it's well trimmed. You don't want a person who's got all these things all over the place, because eventually it gets worse actually in marriage. All these things get worse actually in marriage. So if you don't check them and you say because you are desperate, you just are going to grab it, eventually it can give you problem. Watch and be sure that this is what you want. You don't want somebody whose grammar is all over the place. It depends on your own level and what fits you. If you are okay with it, fine. But don't pretend like you are not seeing all these things. Then after you've married them, you start frustrating them in their marriage, or you start going all over the place because he can't speak this, he can't do this, he can't do that. Watch it out first. Look at all the fine-tuning issues about this person and be sure that this is what you want before you go in for it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch how they iron even their clothes. Are their clothes well ironed, or it's just all over the place? Watch some of these little habits. Do they brush their teeth? Do they like bathing? Look out for all these things. Look out for all the. Do they overeat? Look out for all. Look out for all these things. Look out for all these things because it will help you. Their neatness. Their neatness. There are some people, if they sit in one place for 5 minutes, by the time they come, it's like a bomb exploded in their place. Look out for all these things because eventually it's coming into your home, live and colored. It's coming into your house. So watch it out. And if you cannot cope with it, if you still want and you want to help that person improve, fine. Most of the time, people will pretend to improve in order to get you to marry them. After you marry them, they reset the button back to factory settings. and then everything is flowing and there's nothing you can do because you're already married. So look out. Are you happy with the mannerisms? Are you happy with the little habits? Are you happy with the various characteristics that this person is manifesting? God bless you. We'll bring you more by the grace of God.
Thank you so much, Pastor Derek. So just a recap. Check how vindictive the person is. Check their work ethics. Check their association. Check their spending habits. And also check their mannerisms. God bless you. And hopefully we'll come your way once again next week with more. Have a beautiful week. It's bye from us now. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.